I think we are extremely excited to see this just become a reality. And having those shovels in the ground and the excitement here today is just a great launch point. And I think the staff are really looking forward to all that's going to unfold over the next few years, and knowing that there'll probably be a few bumps along the road, but the end product is going to be really exciting for the community.
So there's a lot of construction happening. So for the citizens of Port Coquitlam, they come in and things are changing. What do we have in place to help them out there?
So whenever someone enters this building, there will be staff right by the main entrance, and they'll be able to answer questions about the project, help people locate programs they're here to participate in, and provide them with resources if they're looking for questions that are a little bit beyond what's happening immediately.
We'll also have community notice boards posted outside the site, so anyone coming to the site can learn more about what's going on at this particular phase in the project. And of course, on our website and social media, we'll be doing lots of interaction with the public to make sure that everybody's up to speed on what's happening on the project.
So for me, I guess the politicians have put their shovels in the ground, and now the true work begins. So give us a sense of this construction, the circular construction, and for yourself, what process you think you're going to be going through the next 4 years, I guess.
That's right. So now the heavy lifting starts, and the shovels get put away and the big equipment comes out. So the very first thing that we'll be doing is doing a lot of ground preparation for the first phase. So directly in front of the complex, we'll be preparing the ground for the first 2 rinks, the aquatic facility and the library. So all in front and around the facility, we're going to start to see heavy equipment coming on site relatively quickly in the next month or so, and that's going to take some time to get that good solid foundation for the building construction to commence. Then we'll move into phase 1, which is really exciting, and that'll take us through to 2019, and that's when we'll actually start to see buildings being erected, and that'll again be construction of the first 2 sheets of ice, the library, the aquatic facility, and some of the other smaller multi-purpose areas.
And this is a big dollar budget. I mean, it's 130 plus million. So for the citizens of Poco, it sounds like we're in good hands, but just sort of the things that you have in place as a team to sort of ensure that on budget sort of target is sort of in scope and deliverable, just from your side.
Definitely. And so the way we selected the procurement method was really critical in managing that. And so we've entered into a fixed price design build contract with Ventana Construction. And part of the reason we wanted to go down that path was we really did want that firm dollar value to know at the end of the day when we opened that facility that was going to be what it was going to cost.
So, and I guess we heard in the opening comments from the mayor that this is not just a rec center, this is sort of in a sense, a corridor to the downtown, but at the same time, it's offering a shared space. And we're talking, existingly, there's some Wilson Center folks here, obviously sort of seniors center, but that's kind of a blended environment at this point. So any of your comments about how you see that working and sort of the future state of that would be great.
Sure. So the new complex has a cluster of rooms that are very similar to the spaces that the Wilson seniors have enjoyed in their existing space. They'll also have the opportunity to participate in a lot of activities that we can't currently accommodate, things like pickleball in the new gymnasium, fitness classes, and of course the aquatic facility. So that's really exciting. One of the key hubs of the Wilson Center is the kitchen. So the new facility will have a much nicer kitchen that will provide a better space for the volunteers and the kitchen staff to work together, and also really reinforce the importance of just that time to connect socially and enjoy the lounge area that's immediately adjacent to the kitchen.
So really, right now in the Wilson Center, they have that sort of, so I call it the social kitchen, but really you're taking that kitchen and turning it into face a larger space that can move from a tighter environment to a larger wedding environment seamlessly, I guess, for those who see it in the day and those who see it at night, kind of like a hotel change. Is that kind of the idea?
I think it will be, compared to what we currently have, absolutely able to accommodate weddings and smaller conferences and that kind of thing in just a much nicer space, because it'll be a brand new building than what we currently have, and it'll also have a little bit larger capacity for that, but it won't compromise that really warm feeling that the seniors currently have at the same time. So we're trying to find that balance between what can function kind of like a commercial kitchen and a banquet hall, but at the same time still have that nice warm feeling for seniors' use during the day.
Yeah, I'm hearing that the Wilson Center right now has a very tight community and have their own sort of their space, I guess their created space, but it sounds like the city is concerned about that and trying to find ways to keep that spirit, and also in some cases nurture a new spirit. Is that kind of true?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's exactly it. We're looking at how we can facilitate that during construction by accommodating some of the spaces over the next couple of years, and then looking at how maintaining that intimate feeling into the new complex and in the design as well. So certainly it's something we're well aware of, and we're working really hard to maintain that feel.
So is there anything, actually the only thing I was going to ask, one more question and then I'll ask you, you were talking about it's a shared space, but you're trying to be very conscious or cognizant, I guess, of that. Obviously there's child noise and there's quiet zones, I guess, for more senior folks in the city. So can you explain a little bit about how you're trying to plan that or coordinate that so that there's slight separation, but it's in a shared space? If you can provide some context, that would be great.
Sure. So the floor plans for the new building are available on the city website, and if you were looking at that, what you would notice is that the cluster of multi-use spaces that are adjacent to the current kitchen, or the kitchen that'll be like the Wilson kitchen, are in one end of the building, and then there is the large multi-purpose hall and the gymnasium. And then there's the area that is going to be more children's programming area. So there is quite a divide between an area that could potentially be fairly noisy and where the majority of the seniors' activities will take place. So one of the benefits of having such a big space to work with is that we can kind of create zones and try our best to accommodate what we think the potential uses will be in each zone.
And for me, I look at the pool. It's not a full-size pool, so it's a different type of pool that we're going to have. It's not a competitive pool. It's more, I call it a recreational pool. And what was the reasoning behind that? Like, what was the thought process?
Well, part of it, to be honest, was driven by the budget. And so obviously, if we could have everything we wanted, we would have gone real big and made an amazing aquatic facility as well. But being tied with the budget and trying to maintain that at what it was, we made the decision to complement the fitness element of the facility and make it more of a leisure therapy type aquatic facility rather than the competition side. We also knew that at the same time we were considering what opportunities there were for our existing Centennial pool, and we'll be investing in rehabilitating that as well to complement that. And so really what we'll be doing is programming all of our aquatic facilities to make sure we're maximizing the different elements that are available, and not trying to duplicate services, but make sure that we're providing for all the different aspects of aquatics.
So last question is your question. Anything I've not asked that you'd like to pass on to everybody?
I think this is a very exciting project. It will, in terms of recreation services, open up so many new opportunities for the residents of Port Coquitlam, and provide, again, those really creative adjacencies where you can be coming to the library and getting a coffee and going skating all in one stop. So the potential for multi-use and for people to just come and hang out for a full day is going to be there. That'll be very different than how the current facility is used. So super exciting.
So a perfect rain day location.
Absolutely.
Because it never rains in Poco.
Never.
No.
And yourself?
And the other thing I would add is just that it is 4 years of construction, and so for anyone who's been through a home renovation project, it's going to take us some time and it's going to be a bit painful at times. So please do visit our website frequently for updates. Don't hesitate to contact us if you have any questions or concerns, and please do continue to use the existing facility. It is going to be open, and we are going to continue to deliver as many programs as we can while we go through this process. But I promise you that in 4 years it will all be worth it, and we're going to have a fabulous new facility.
Well, thank you, ladies, to the work you've done so far, and to your teams, and also for the help desk up front, because I definitely think I'll be using that. So thank you very much.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.